Welcome to MetalVice and 666. I'm your host, Brian, joined with the other host,
Karen.
And if you haven't joined us before for 666, the intent of these episodes were to get us to stop rambling for our main podcast, because we had an issue, or we still have an issue, where we ramble on way too much. And the idea here was we would put a timer up on the screen. We talk about a topic for 6 minutes and 66 seconds. And when the timer was done, we were done with the conversation.
That didn't work out too well.
We always blew over the timer, didn't do it. So we did away with the timer. We joke about bringing it back someday, so we might bring that back. But yeah, we just pick a topic and we talk about it. In doing that, we've done sort of sub-series, or what we call subgenres of 666s, where they're all sort of the same topic. We did one on Karen's picks. We've done like concert posters that we've done, vocab, and I think there's maybe one or two other ones.
We've done other subgenres.
But this one might become a subgenre as well, because I think there's a lot of these out there, and it's conspiracy theories in the music industry and around music. And I love conspiracy theories. I used to love them a lot more than I do now today.
But do you believe them, or you just like to read? The craziness about them?
I don't believe them. I just like to see the facts. I like to see what the facts in quotes that they come up with. I'm like, that's pretty solid evidence that you have there. But
so just putting it out there, Brian is not a flat earther.
No, so I was going to say that's I used to love conspiracy theories. I thought they were awesome. I mean, the people were like, oh, you're kind of a nutty, but whatever, have fun with it, until you start going to like the flat earthers and they're like, you're just fucking stupid. You're just like straight up fucking stupid. Cool. Tell me about how the moon landing is faked. I want to hear that. I can somewhat buy into that theory. Telling me the earth is flat, I'm like, go fuck off, you stupid fuck, you stupid motherfucking idiot. Like, I hate that.
A lot of things that I could get into too, and like how people talk about, especially social media, you could be like, that does sound true. Yeah. But then it's, like, you got to kind of look for the evidence of yourself.
So, yes, like I said, there's a bunch of conspiracy theories in music throughout the years. And I figured we'd probably start with one of the most famous conspiracy theories in music. I don't know if you know about this. I'm assuming you do, but I could be wrong here. But it's the Paul is dead conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Paul being Paul McCartney from the Beatles.
Okay, doesn't he tour though?
He does tour, but the theory is he's dead.
So how's he touring?
So I first learned about this. I was in my teens, I think. I didn't know about it. I was a big Simpsons fan. I started to discover, go through my musical journey and whatnot. How I am with Archer to You is how I was with my parents and The Simpsons. Always quoting it, always referencing it and whatnot.
Yeah, so you can reference it like that.
Right, exactly.
You just know every episode.
I did it with The Simpsons because that was my show back in the day. I haven't watched The Simpsons in forever, but one of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons, our favorite sub-genres of The Simpsons, are the Treehouse of Horror episodes for Halloween. And they're going over into Springfield through the cemetery, and there's a headstone that says Paul McCartney, and they gave the dates. And that's what my dad, I think it was, told me about the Paul McCartney theory, that he had died. So apparently in 1966, they say, this is a conspiracy theory, Paul McCartney got in a car accident and died. He had just left the studio with the band. They had a big argument or something. He left angrily, and he's driving along and gets in the car accident and dies. The band, with the help of MI5, basically the CIA for Britain, helped to bury and conceal the death of Paul. And they replace him with a lookalike. One person, I was looking this up online on Reddit, was like, it's kind of funny when you think about the Paul McCartney is dead theory, when basically the Beatles found a replacement, trained them how to play music, and that person played music better than Paul McCartney played. It was sort of the joke, basically. Before his death, he wasn't good, but after the death, the replacement was a better musician.
I see. Okay.
Just a funny little joke to me. But people point to a lot of things to sort of back up this conspiracy theory that he died. So in 1967, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Brigade is released, the album. And on the cover, there's a tombstone. It seems like they're all hanging over, and I think it says Paul on it, or they think they say Paul on it.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up while you're talking, because I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, let's look it up real quick. The yellow flowers down here that look like a key, but it's also got 4 strings coming out of it that make it look like a bass almost. So they're saying that's the tombstone of Paul McCartney. In college, a kid did a presentation on this whole thing, and he had a bunch of other things in here, the direction of the key is pointing to the island that apparently not George, John Lennon buried Paul at, or something like that. That's one sort of thing he pointed out. In 1967, the Magical Mystery Tour, there's a track called Strawberry Fields Forever where John Lennon like mumbles something, and at the end, apparently people say he mumbled, "I buried Paul."
Okay. But is that the same as like playing like the Kiss record backwards and it's like the Satan?
Well, Paul McCartney later said he actually mumbled cranberry sauce. So
cranberry sauce.
I don't know.
I bury Paul and cranberry sauce do not sound the same.
But funny you bring up the like playing songs backward, because that's another thing.
Okay.
There's a song on the White Album, which was released in 1968, titled Revolution 9, that if you play this backwards, it's just, I think if I remember, you can listen to this. There's a YouTube, not a YouTube page, there probably is, but there's a wiki page out there where they play this little segment, and I think it's just saying number 9, number 9, number 9, repeated over and over in that song. If you play it backwards, and they play it backwards on Wikipedia, and you can kind of sort of hear it, but it sounds like it says, "Turn me on, dead man." So that's another hint that like, hey, this is Paul. And the most famous, and the one that my dad first pointed out to me when I first learned about this, my dad or my mom or both, I can't remember who it was. My mom was a big Beatles fan, so that it could have been my dad pointed it out and my mom like added on like the conspiracy theories, whatever it was. I don't remember. But one of the most famous, well-known album covers of all time, you've seen it's been reused in every single sense of like pop culture. It's used all over the fucking place, but Abbey Road.
Yeah.
And
that's where that comes from.
That's like another one.
Where the footsteps are different, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The footsteps are different.
I've heard of that, but I didn't understand really where it came from.
He doesn't have his shoes on. He's the only member who doesn't have his shoes on. He's also smoking a cigarette. The battery died, so we're going to wrap this up, but we'll throw up photos of
what we're talking about.
But he's smoking a cigarette. He's also the only one who has his eyes closed. They also say every member of the band represents a different person for the funeral procession.
Oh.
So let me find this. Before I get to that real quick, let's go back to Wake Up Dead Man. Maybe we can play this. Maybe we can't.
Number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9.
So that's Revolution 9. That's the normal thing. This is
okay. Okay, so that's what's on the record.
Yeah, this is what's played backwards.
Okay. I can.
You can hear it, right?
I can hear it, but I don't know if I would have heard it if you wouldn't have said "Turn Me On, Dead Man."
Same thing. I would not have heard. I listened to that without reading it first, and I don't understand it. But then once they said, "Oh, it says Turn Me On, Dead Man," then it's like, "Oh, that says Turn Me On, Dead Man."
I had to be honest. I was looking while you were pulling all that up. I was kind of looking, and they have like a photo of him in 65 and 67, and
looks a little different.
Faces look a little different, and it's not like they had like plastic surgery and like all that shit back then. So what did they? Did they have plastic surgery?
I don't know. 60s? I'm sure they did. So yeah, every member in the album represents a different person of the funeral procession. So John Lennon in white is the priest, Ringo Starr in black is the undertaker, and George Harrison in denim is the gravedigger. And then Paul McCartney, the barefoot, eyes closed, is out of step with the rest of the people. He's the corpse. Also, apparently, I just saw this as well. The bug in the background is 28IF. So people say that represents him being 28 if he had been alive, which he would have been 28, I'm guessing. Now, the why are all these clues in like the albums and in the songs and whatnot? They say that like the band was just distraught with covering this up and they wanted to tell people. And the reason it was sort of covered up is they didn't want to cause hysteria or mass panic or whatnot. Because the Beatles in the 60s were like crazy. The biggest fucking thing in the world. So if one of them died, we don't want to cause panic. So that's why they covered up and the clues were introduced because the band felt guilty about it. Again, I think this is probably one of the biggest conspiracy theories in the music history or in the music genre right now, or not genre, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, music world.
There's a lot more out there. I love these kind of things, so I'll do a little bit more research, a little better research on the next one.
No, this one
come to it.
So I'm not a Beatles fan. I didn't grow up on Beatles music, so I don't know any of these things. But now it all kind of comes together as to why people say things and stuff like that. So
Yep.
Now, I don't believe in whole, like, play a song backwards and it sounds like this. It's like, it just sounds like shit. So
yeah, it's weird. Yeah, that stuff's weird. But all the album art stuff is kind of fun. And there's a lot more too with like the inner sleeves and whatnot where, you know, Paul McCartney's the only one of the 4 Beatles that has his back turned. So they did like the headshots of them, and his is the only one where you see the back of his head. And like there's a bunch of other clues all over the place with this. Abbey Road and Sgt. Pepper are the 2 big ones that I knew about before diving into this a little bit. Yeah. And there's so many more. Like I said, there's a bunch of conspiracy theories out there. I'm excited to dive into them. So maybe this will become a subgenre of 666.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But yeah, how we end our shit. Get out there, just check out some music, and yeah, we'll see you out there.
Bye.